High expectations were met and defied, and we have feelings. Welcome to a Notsam Wrestling emergency podcast because we have to unpack our feelings on everything we just saw surrounding John Cena's explanation as to why he is now, regardless of what he says, a heel, a bad guy, a villain. John Cena shows up on Monday Night Raw, and I think a lot of people shocked. Now, some people, I've talked about the yaboos before, and this was technically a yaboo. Okay, I didn't even know where to begin, okay? And there's going to be a lot of conversation about this. The Raw recap, it may be up now at the time of this, so check out the feelings. Go check out the Raw recap as well, because myself and Big E break this whole John Cena, Cody Rhodes segment all the way down. And it was, a phenomenal conversation with a former WWE champion, but the feelings remain, and I don't want to deprive you of those feelings. So I think people were surprised. I was surprised that John Cena came out first. I did not think of this as a John Cena segment that Cody Rhodes would come out at for the end. I thought of this as a Cody Rhodes segment that John Cena would come out for. But we air the package, goes silent, and John Cena's music hits. Now, you get the initial, ah! And by the way, Brussels, phenomenal crowd. Loved the Brussels crowd. You guys all night long on Monday Night Raw were fantastic. But John Cena comes out, and of course there's a reaction to this is happening. It's different. The yaboo is more like an exposing, oh, I thought you were booing him, but you actually like him. This yaboo was more the, oh my God, there's a thing happening, and then it's boo. People wondered, will John Cena get booed? People wondered, will people be so excited that John Cena has finally turned that they'll have no choice but to cheer for the guy? And Brussels put it all in motion. It's part of my cough, but we have feelings. Brussels put it all in motion. I mean, the F you Cena, the shut the F up, the boos. John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. At one point, they were even chanting, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. But I believe the let's go Cena segment of the audience was just doing that to give the Cena sucks segment of the audience the opening that they needed to tell the world that Cena sucks. John Cena comes to the ring, and it is his OG music. It is his same outfit. It's the Brussels t-shirt, it's the jorts, it's the sneakers, it's the socks, it's the hat, it's the towel. No Stu the cameraman. And we don't know, did Stu just not want to make the international trip? Or is John Cena lumping Stu in with everything that he said about all the fans? Because if Stu is one of the people that John Cena is breaking up with, shame on you, even more John Cena. John Cena, when he started this promo, had the energy of a vice principal in middle school that says, I can wait just as long as you can. When the quiet down. Okay, I can wait just as long as you can. And then the more people cheered, jeered, the more he had this look on his face, like, I told you so. He said quietly that people shouldn't have to look for approval outside of themselves. And thematically, that's what this was all about. John Cena feeling that as a centered person, he is no longer looking to gain approval from outside sources, including the people that paid tickets to be in the arena. John Cena went on this diatribe about how he had been bullied by fans, about how the relationship that he was in with fans had become a toxic relationship. He talked about his whole career and how when he first got to the WWE, the fans talked about how much they didn't like him. And he said he had a fleeting moment, but then you turned on him, you turned on me again, he said. And I started working hard, and I started winning, and I started winning, and I started winning. And you hated me for winning, he said. It was never enough, he said. And he says straight up, I'm not a baby face. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. So I'm sitting there going, okay, is John Cena telling us that he's felt this way the whole time? Is this a realization that John Cena has come to? Or is John Cena telling us that the entire time that he's said, hey, they pay their money, they're allowed to react however they want. Cheer, boo, as long as you make noise, it's okay. Hey, isn't freedom of expression great? Hey, that's the best part of wrestling. Did he feel that way, or did he intellectually know that to be true, but all the while have these hurt feelings of somebody who did not want or like to be booed? Because that's how it came across. It came across as a guy who is now going through the reality of his career. And it is a really interesting way to address the fact that the legacy of John Cena is complicated. Because John Cena at his peak was never loved by certain portions of the audience. That very loud adult male portion of the audience, which is a big portion of the audience, was very vocally anti-Cena at the height of John Cena's career. And that little kernel of truth is enough to go forward with this. You know, I said on the podcast, I don't know where The Rock is, and to me, this promo had nothing to do. John Cena didn't say he made a deal with the devil. John Cena didn't say he made a deal with The Rock. John Cena didn't say any of this stuff. What John Cena made it seem like he did what he wanted to do, which was stick it back to the fans that hated him for winning, the fans that were so busy talking about whether he's a babyface or a heel, they forgot that he's a human being. The fans that, while they talked about what they were going to get, he said all these fans take. They keep talking about what they're going to get. John Cena is coming to my town. What am I going to get? John Cena is going to be here for a year. What am I going to get? He said nobody asked him. How do you feel? How do you feel, John? Nobody was there to hug him. He was bullied, he said. It was a toxic relationship, he said. You hated me for winning, he said. Then he answered the question that a lot of us in this podcasting space have had. The conversation has been, well, what's he going to wear? Is he going to go to Trunks? Is he going to have a different theme song? One person, or there are people who have even said, what if he collaborates with Travis Scott on a song? And he says, nah, that's all too fun. No, you'd enjoy that, wouldn't you? You'd like that. He said, I'm not changing my look. He said, that song, that's me singing on that song. That's my voice. I'm not changing the song. And the reason why I'm not changing any of it is because I'm not changing it for you. I'm done doing things for you. I'm doing things for me. He said the supporters are even worse. He said the people that booed him, you're all awful people. He said, you are awful people. But he said the supporters are even worse. He said that the supporters who objectified him, the supporters who treated him like an attraction, the supporters who never treated him like a human being. And then he says the thing that we never thought we would hear him say. He said, you've been making the same joke for the last 15 years about how I'm invisible, and it's not funny. And, you know, I kind of thought, like, if I'm John Cena, the whole, like, you can't see me thing, the idea of you know, you taking a picture with John Cena and saying this is a picture of me in an empty room, like, if it were me, I'd be like, it's enough with the joke. Everybody makes the joke. But he played along and he played along and he played along, and now he's telling us he does not find it funny. He says he's breaking up with everyone. And he points this out to a little kid, this little kid who's now the meme of all memes, who's just looking on, and this little kid who just bought his new John Cena Brussels t-shirt. The sticker is still on it. This little kid who's got his John Cena hat on. He made his parents take out a second mortgage to make sure that he could get the entire line of John Cena merchandise exclusive to Belgium. And John Cena says, I hate you too. I'm breaking up with you. And this kid, this poor kid, what, are you kidding me? You're a superhero. This is like He-Man looking at me in the face. It'd be one thing if He-Man turned bad on the cartoon show and it made it more difficult to watch going forward, but this is like He-Man looking at you in the face and going, I'm not turning bad. You're the bad one. I don't like you. Oh, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And he breaks up with the fans, and that's when Cody Rhodes comes out. And Cody Rhodes comes out, and John Cena says, listen, kid. And Cody Rhodes says, enough. And Cody Rhodes doesn't want to hear John Cena calling him a kid. Cody Rhodes doesn't want sage words of wisdom from a legend. Cody Rhodes wants to be recognized as the captain now. Cody Rhodes wants to be recognized not as a kid, but as he put it, as the champion. And I told you, man, I told you. When a villain ascends to the level of being a supervillain, there is no bigger superhero than Cody Rhodes. There is something that happens in the way we feel about Cody Rhodes, and there is something that happens inside of Cody Rhodes that brings that out in us. And the minute he becomes that Cody Rhodes, who's met with that type of villainy, we all remember how much we love Cody Rhodes, and the place goes nuts for him. And now everybody realizes that John Cena versus Cody Rhodes is one of the biggest absolute hero versus absolute villain matches in WrestleMania history. And you can go and you can look at this WrestleMania match and you can logically say, well, of course, John Cena would have to win the title. Well, of course. But when you feel it, and this is feelings, this is the emergency podcast. When you feel it, when you get in there and you feel it, you got to just escape into being a fan. And you say, I don't want Cody to lose. I want Cody to win. I want the good guy to win. I want the good guy to beat the bad guy. John Cena is a whiny bee. John Cena is full of it. John Cena is not a victim of being a bully. John Cena profited immensely. Never gave anything. There are people who spent their whole paycheck on a ticket to go see a WWE show and a John Cena t-shirt for their kid. And you know who made money off that? John Cena. The people who went to see him, they went without. They didn't have the cash anymore. What they got in exchange was a chance to see their or their kid's hero. What John Cena got in return was cash, was money for it. That's the transactional relationship of a performer. And Cody comes out, and he could have said the same thing. There have been Cody haters. There have been Cody doubters. Ever since WrestleMania 40, ever since Cody winning the title, there have been people who have doubted Cody Rhodes' title reign. There have been people who have doubted Cody Rhodes' ability to carry the company. Cody could have come out and said the exact same thing. Cody could have dyed his hair jet black. Cody could have said that you guys didn't appreciate me. Cody could have said it all. And, you know, Big E mentioned it on the Raw recap, but you read the internet, there are those that say that Cody Rhodes was given the opportunity in a non-storyline fashion. Is that true? Who knows? But ultimately, whether it's in storyline or not in storyline, Cody Rhodes remains true to himself. There's an authenticity to Cody Rhodes, even with a three-piece suit on, even as he holds that championship. There's an authenticity to Cody Rhodes. And it's an authenticity that we can relate to. He looks at John Cena and he says, this is not the John Cena. I was looking forward to having a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. Where's the guy on the shirt? I wanted to wrestle John Cena, not this. Whoever this is. And Cody Rhodes split. And as John Cena is watching Cody Rhodes walk away, he is staring daggers into the back of Cody Rhodes' head. We know now that John Cena resents the fans for what they did. We know now that John Cena is not going to do anything to make us happy. John Cena is not going to do anything to make this cool. John Cena is not going to change his gear. He's not going to change his music. He's not going to change a nickname. We would enjoy that. We would like that. And John knows that. John's smart. He's not doing any of it. He's going to make us hear those horns blare. And he's going to remind us why we booed back then. And then he's going to make all those kids that cheered, he's going to make them boo too. And he's going to make it so that when we get to WrestleMania, we're all feeling that exact same way. We do not want John Cena to beat Cody Rhodes. And we've witnessed in the last 2 years of WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes experienced the ultimate tragedy. Cody Rhodes experienced the ultimate triumph. Cody Rhodes is back for the third year in a row in the main event in the biggest match of WrestleMania. And these are not given. This is not a given. Cody Rhodes has earned that spot. It's very, very difficult to imagine that anybody would get that spot, let alone Cody Rhodes or anyone else. But Cody Rhodes now goes into his third WrestleMania main event against a supervillain, this time John Cena. I thought that as a first introductory promo, it was outstanding. I loved everything about it. I thought that it got the conversation going. I thought that it started to answer questions, but didn't answer all of them. In fact, I mean, a big part of me was like, this is the type of promo that you do now, and then John Cena disappears again for another several weeks. But John Cena's back on Raw next week. And who knows, maybe we're ramping up. We know there are a lot of dates on John Cena's calendar. As I said on the podcast this week, and if you didn't hear it, go and listen to the Monday show. Go and listen to episode 543. Because I talked a lot about what the possibilities are for John Cena, and those all stand true. But I had to get my feelings out here now that we've seen who this new version of John Cena is. What's he going to look like next week? What's he going to look like at WrestleMania? What's he going to look like post-WrestleMania? I mean, what a time. What a time to be a wrestling fan. Make sure, if you have not, that you listen to Notsam Wrestling episode 543, where we break all this down even more. Make sure, if you have not, that you go and listen to or watch the Raw Recap podcast that got a Monday early night, Monday evening release this week, I believe, because of Raw's early start time here in the States, because they were on Belgium time. I had a great conversation about this with Big E, also an interview with Rhea Ripley, tons of stuff. Not Sam Wrestling 543, Raw Recap. You got plenty of Sam Roberts to listen to. Go listen to all of it. I'll see you right back here very soon.